Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Light of Ascension Tarot. Thank you for being here today. It's been a minute. I feel like sometimes I want to be more active here and, life's little distractions. I'd really love to be with you all even more than I have been, and I'm looking forward to it, okay? So we are going to go ahead and get into the readings today. Today's reading is called What is your body trying to tell you? What is your body trying to tell you? It's 411 on my clock right now, so we're going to get the 411 in this reading and look at what your body is trying to tell you right now. And with everything going on in the collective as far as health and wellness and well-being, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, we're going to take a look at all of it today for each of the piles. And for those of you that are finding this channel independently, you can also check out my other channel, Power Moon Tarot by Natalie H, and the link to that channel is in my description box. Also, I am taking private readings, and details on my other channel for how to request if you're interested in a private reading. And what else did I want to let you know? You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Details are in my description box below if you feel so inclined. And let's go ahead and get into the reading. So for pile number 1, we have the Labradorite crystal, this beautiful hunk of Labradorite. I'm trying to think where, I think I got this in Seattle. Yeah, as I recall. So yeah, cool. And it's a very beautiful stone. I've always loved Labradorite. It looks like the Northern Lights. Like you can see all the shimmering colors. I don't know if this lighting even does it justice. And okay, so that's pile number 1, and you can choose the description box below to find your timestamp. And for pile number 2, we have the Amethyst right here for pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we have the Unakite. This Unakite I got in Austin, Texas, where I currently live. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. And this cluster of amethyst too, very beautiful amethyst. And I think I got this online on Etsy. I think I saw it. It's still like one of the most beautiful pieces of amethyst. Like, I just love it. It's raw. It's a raw amethyst too. So it's like, it's got like the rock right there. It's like very raw, very beautiful. Okay, so pile number 1, Labradorite. Pile number 2, Amethyst. Pile number 3, Unakite. The Unakite, actually, I got it at a pretty cool, famous shop here in Austin called Nature's Treasures, I believe is the name of the shop that I went to. And it's got like oranges and pinks and greens on it. It's good for Venus energy, the heart chakra, forgiveness, etc. So let's go ahead and get into the reading for everybody today. It's been pretty emotional in the collective. For those of you that have been feeling deep emotions in the collective today, I'm right there with you. Let's see if we can bring our energy levels up in this reading and tap into the energy, okay? So let's go ahead and do it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Labradorite, and today's reading is called What is your body trying to tell you? Okay, so we're going to take a look at what your body is trying to tell you these days and what's going on with you and what can be done and how you feel and just what's your body trying to tell you. What secret across the table is it trying to whisper to you? Okay, pile number 1. So we're going to go ahead and get into the energy. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 1 and their body and how they're doing and feeling right now, please, and thank you. Let's start with a deep breath. Pile number 1, get super grounded in your reading. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for being here today. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Like, Spirit is showing me the energy of feeling kind of cold, which, I don't know why someone would feel cold. I mean, I live in a warm climate, so I'm like, why would someone feel cold? But maybe your extremities have been feeling cold lately, or you've been wondering about your circulation, or you've just been feeling a little bit cold or cut off. Well, we'll see what we got here. The Labradorite represents, the energy of the Northern Lights, which of course the Northern Lights is like, the Arctic and the Arctic Circle. So yeah, talk about cold. Pile number one, talk about cold. Maybe you've been a bit stiff too. That's also the energy I associate with like cold, you know, is that feeling of being a bit stiff. Okay, so let's go ahead and see, what is your body trying to tell you? Pile number one for my pile number ones, please. We have Archangel Michael, release what no longer serves you. Yeah, well, Archangel Michael is that fabulous blue color, and your body is telling you it's time to release and let go of what no longer is serving you, okay? And there may be some tightness or some inflammation too, like I'm seeing the bursts of red here in the blue. And so, yeah, there might be some stiffness for sure. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. And just a buildup of energy too, like releasing what no longer serves you, releasing and let it go. I feel I see a bird here too. I see a bird. Maybe some of you guys have been seeing a lot of birds recently, and I feel like I'm seeing a mother and their child, or like spirit watching over us, or even two penguins, like a big penguin and a small penguin, or just two souls here, both dressed in robes, one shorter, one taller. Yeah, on the wings of heaven, pile number one. Archangel Michael telling you to release what no longer serves you. Oh my God, you need rest. You need some rest. Four of Swords, you need some meditative, contemplative time away from the collective energy, from other people's influences, other people trying to change the way you see things or the way you think. I feel at times, pile number one, you guys need a break. You need some rest. Pile number one, with the Four of Swords, we have the Four of Cups. So two fours here, and you know, you guys are like, I don't want it. I know what's good for me, and I don't want it. I don't want to lay down. I got stuff to do, right? Release what no longer serves you too. Like with, this is a Moon and Cancer card, so release your emotions and let go of, you know, any emotions that you've built up and that have been taking away from your peace. Like day-to-day peace is what I feel like, pile number one. We have Eight of Pentacles here, and we have the Queen of Wands. So you need your body to be in top, you know, to be able to be really strong and healthy. So, and especially for those of you that have been dealing with back issues, like lower back, upper back, middle back, you know, a lot of us in society, I feel like we deal with back issues, and tight hips, all that, you know, tight hip flexors. I'm drawn to her hips on the Queen of Wands here. But, you know, your body is very functional with the Eight of Pentacles, and it has the capacity to work hard when it's inspired, and when it has goals, and when it has direction, and when it feels like it's, you know, like there's a purpose to what it's doing. And you may feel that a lot of times you need to be working. Some of you guys could be workaholics as well. Spirit just told me alcoholics too. Don't you love it? Don't you love Spirit, right? I mean, maybe jokingly or not, maybe you'd like to not have as much wine or drink or food, or there's, you know, something here, or just drink maybe that you need to refuse, because, you know, with the Four of Cups, he's literally refusing another drink. Okay, so maybe it's, instead of, you know, staying up late and all of that, it's like we get a good night of sleep and we're like, I'm not gonna take that. I don't need it. It's not good for me. I mean, you guys may be, like I said, you may have a tendency to work your body pretty hard, bring up your heart rate and work your body pretty hard, or your body needs to be, you know, it's like your body needs to be engaged and working hard in those moments when it counts, but then you need to be able to release what's no longer serving you, especially if some of you are working during the day and you're very busy and you've got a lot of responsibility and you've got a lot on your plate and you're working very diligently. And you're seeing the way that other people work or act, and you're like, what the fuck are these people doing? You know, if you work with others, Or if you're self-employed, which some of you may be with the Queen of Wands, you know, she could be self-employed. You might just be thinking like, I've got to keep working because if I don't, who's going to do it for me, right? And for those of you, it's 4:20 on my clock right now, of course, right? 4:20, Four of Swords. Maybe some of you guys need a little 4:20 in your life. But, you know, this talks about being very motivated. When it's time to work, we can totally plug in. I'm seeing a ladybug right now and also a strawberry. So for those of you that like strawberries or something with either a ladybug or a strawberry, okay? But yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys need to be dialed in and focused when the time comes, right? And you don't need people interrupting you or distracting you when you're trying to get shit done, okay? And you may have little patience for people that try to distract you when you're trying to get stuff done, or when you yourself are getting pulled away and distracted. You're like, I've gotta, you know, for those of you that are self-employed, or you work for yourself, or you're like, you lead a team, like some of you guys may even be, you know, needing, like chastising yourself and saying, hey, keep working through it. You're the only one that can kind of get the job done, is what I feel like some of you may be saying to yourselves. And there might even, like I said, be people that say things that are very annoying, or you may see things that are very aggravating and upsetting to you. And at the end of the day, maybe you're still coming home with some of these feelings, or you're still sitting on these feelings, or there's no real boundary between work and play. You know, with the Eight of Pentacles, like we can be all work and no play, right? And what you guys really need to do is release some of these emotions and get a peaceful night of sleep, get some beautiful rest, and not worry about shit. You know, when you're not there, or when you can't do anything about it, or whatever, you know, it's time to just say, okay, I'm just gonna take a step back, you know. And it could be triggering at times, making you feel like, you know, like, God, yeah, I should get involved here, you know, but I need my sleep and I need my peace, is what I feel. And Spirit agrees with you. Pile number 1, release what no longer serves you, okay? I had to have a drink of water there. Speaking of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else you get here. We have creation, expansion in your life. So in order to be more creative, because this is a 3 card, and this card reminds me of the Empress, expansion and creativity, Jupiter energy. Also, this is a Jupiter and Libra card. So in order to enhance your creativity and make you more productive, pile number 1, so that you need rest, and you also need to get some feelings out, I feel like, too, you know, and maybe some things that you've been ignoring in your body. And the Four of Swords to me is also like a therapy card, right? And the Four of Cups can be where it's like we're so busy with other things, we don't really want to put in the work or effort to find out what's wrong. It's like it's almost like not wanting to know what's wrong. Like, I'm good. I don't need to find out what's wrong. I'd rather not know because it's upsetting, right? But Spirit is saying here, like, if you do get some rest and you do kind of, you know, sit with your feelings and get some rest and then release what no longer serves you, your reward is going to be more expansion and more creativity, which you guys are the Queen of Wands. So solving problems creatively and being a good leader is something I know that is important to you, pile number 1. And so even if it's just the leader of your own life, I mean, for those of us who are self-employed, a lot of times there's no separation between church and state. It's not like you can just leave something at the office and then go home and not think about it, right? It's like our business is intertwined with who we are and what we're doing. Life's a sick, cruel joke, isn't it? Pile number 1, life is a sick, cruel joke. That's what the Four of Cups is saying. Life is a sick, cruel joke. Yeah, but it's important for you guys. And with the Queen of Wands too, like to me, she's Aries, she's Leo, she's a fire sign. And you know, for me, that always highlights the back, all right? Like the back, particularly here with the Eight of Pentacles and being kind of bent over or scrunched over, and needing to kind of, if you have been feeling a little bit stiff because you've been locked in one place, just hammering away and working hard on something, there is a need to kind of stretch out, as I mentioned in the beginning of your reading. We have Ace of Swords, clarity of belief, all right? And I feel like this is where you prioritize yourself, pile number one. And again, it's more Archangel Michael energy. Ace of Swords is Archangel Michael, and you have released what no longer serves you, right? So it's almost like saying, all right, like I could sit around and in this energy forever, but I'm just going to choose to let it go. And you see his hand reaching out, and there's a butterfly that's being released from his hand, and he's got one hand on his heart, and that heart energy is what's releasing it, right? So something with your heart chakra, I feel for sure. Some emotions maybe you're not wanting to look at, and maybe on the opposite side of the Four of Swords, maybe we're like disassociating, or we don't want to look at something because it's unpleasant, and therefore we just continue to work even though we're tired and we need rest. Back hurts, eyes hurt, you know, but we feel it's our duty to like be a good leader in our work, etc. I do feel there's something about work here too for you guys, all right? And then we have sadness and isolation, the Three of Swords. Yeah, so a lot of swords energy coming through here. And to me too, this also talks about this tightness, because in this below part here, it's like he's curled up into this tiny little ball, right? But then when he finally releases this emotional pain, he's a lot more able, he or she is, it's a he in the card, but like he or she is a lot more able to open their arms up to what's available, even ask for help at times, right? Instead of feeling like I'm all alone, I have to do this all myself, I only have me to depend on. Instead of like reaching out to others, asking for help. And I also feel like, yeah, there's something here about grieving and letting go for you, pile number one, especially with your heart chakra, that's going to help free up a lot of productivity and creative energy for you. And maybe what you need to do is just, you know, ask, like, what in your life needs to be released? What is it? Are you... I know, like for me, I can tell you, pile number one, like lately I've been watching a lot of really, really sad stories about people dying and, you know, emoting and crying along with it, and which just tells me like that there's some unsettled energy in me right now too. Some very... Three of Swords is also like an Archangel Michael card in the way that it talks about, you know, even through like our darkest pain and our darkest hour, Archangel Michael is with us and is helping to raise us up and release us from our suffering. Okay. And there's something here for you about that. And, you know, with the Four of Cups, it's pretty emotional. It's pretty emotional, but you get pretty locked into the experience of what's in front of you instead of asking what else is there, right? And your mind and body could definitely be asking for, you know, to release some emotional pain. I feel like, pile number one. I even feel a lot lighter, even just since like saying those words, right? With the swords, Ace of Swords, sometimes it might just be expressing yourself to someone else who can hear you out and listen to you. And yeah, or even just saying things out loud to yourself, right? It can help take off some of that heaviness. We have Earth, physical. Okay, so we're like, you know, what is your body telling you? What is your physical body trying to tell you? And this is coming out right under the Queen of Wands. So saying like your creativity, your productivity, your creativity is directly linked to like your ability to stay grounded and to stay focused on self, okay? And if you're kind of, if you're out in the world looking at everything else or observing everything or ignoring your body, right? If you're kind of like locked up because you're busy focusing on other people, or you just are a workaholic and you work yourself to death as a way to avoid letting go and releasing or facing feelings, Spirit is saying like this does impact your physical health, and it also impacts your productivity and your creativity. So there is something here about getting grounded, talking it out, getting grounded, and letting those emotions go so that you can feel like you can breathe again. Pile number 1. We have White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now, right? Yeah, with that 3 of Swords, sadness and isolation, keeping things to ourselves. You know, a lot of workaholics, like they just, you know, rather than kind of facing those feelings, they just go internal with it, and they choose to just focus on what's in front of them so that they aren't going through that heartache or pain, right? Maybe there are some workaholics in your family or some people who have been holding on to emotions for a long time, haven't been grieving things, haven't been letting go. All right, the Ancestor Spirit is here to say, like, there's a family wound or pattern that's coming through you, pile number 1, that can be released right now. Clarity of belief, Ace of Swords, that it can totally be released right now if you're willing to work on that. And we have Death and Rebirth. Yeah, I just mentioned death. It's so interesting, isn't it? Darkness to light. Darkness to light, pile number 1. Yeah, so there is a lot of things in the world that are very frightening and scary. Look at the 2 big cats here. Like they're like pumas or panthers, but death and rebirth, right? They exist side by side. And here she's like controlling, it looks like she's controlling the puma or the panther, and that she's in direct communication with it. And they're really under her control and under her command is what I feel like, okay? Yeah, so something about grieving some sorrow or something in your life that's been very heartbreaking, something you've had to let go of. And could be some emotions that are buried in there kind of deep, pile number 1. And by letting go, you're going to be able to, you're going to be able to be more productive and more in your flow, I think here. We have, the stag. It's so interesting because I was looking at the antlers on this Death and Rebirth card. She's holding on to a pair of antlers. And here it's the feathers, right, with the ancestor. So there is something here very psychic, very intuitive, and putting feelers out, right? Putting feelers out there. And even some of you may be relatively young. I mean, you may be young in age, or you may be relatively young at what you're doing or starting off at something. And, the ancestors are with you. There's some talent here because I'm seeing the feathers again. And you have the feathers on your antlers, the same as your ancestors. So you have some talents that are within you that are repeating. Good for you, because it makes you that much wiser, that much stronger, pile number 1. But take the lead, right? So, and that's coming out with the Queen of Wands. So there might be a health issue that you need to take the lead on as well. Something to do with your body and its functionality, because the 8 of Pentacles is also a Virgo card. Maybe you need more rest. Maybe it's time to get rid of some bad habits, and just release something emotional too that's been getting you down. All right, but your body is wanting you to take the lead on your health. And if there's something that is bothering you, like while you're working, or your body wants you to acknowledge that and to get the proper rest or get the proper treatment that you need. And also on an emotional level, release what no longer serves you, okay? So that's the energy that I'm getting for you, pile number one, for what your body is needing right now. I'm just randomly taking drinks of water because I need water. I'm like the 4 of Cups. I'm refusing the water, pile number one. So don't refuse the water. Keep yourselves hydrated, pile number one. So thank you so much for joining your reading. If you enjoyed the reading or if that resonated for you, leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, pile number one, and take care. Yeah. All right, pile number two, let's go ahead. Okay, pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the Amethyst, and today's reading is called, What Does Your Body Need Right Now? What does your body need right now? What is your body asking for? Okay, pile number two, let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please direct me to what pile number two's body needs, wants, and craves right now. What's good for it, what it's asking for. What is pile number two's body asking for? All right, pile number two, let's jump in and see what messages you're going to get here. We have Archangel Raphael. You were created to receive good. All right, and Archangel Raphael is the healing angel. So just reminding you that your body is good, and it doesn't matter, you know, what you've done to it in the past, or, you know, if you didn't treat it in the best way in the past, or if you believed that your body wasn't good, or that it wasn't capable, or that, you know, that you couldn't do something, etc. Pile number two, Spirit is saying here, you know, remind yourself you were created to receive good, okay? And we have, ooh, the Ten of Swords. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I'm in pain. I'm in pain, right? This is where the body kind of feels like every little thing feels painful, right? Every little touch, even bruising easily, right? With the Ten of Swords. The body can take a lot, you know? It can take a lot. It just, over time, it racks up, you know, these, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, spiritual pain, like the body takes the brunt of it, also is what I feel like with the Ten of Swords. And maybe sometimes you didn't even wish that you had a body, pile number two, okay? We have the Two of Pentacles, so it's been tricky. Your relationship with your body has been tricky, and inhabiting the material world has maybe even been a little bit tricky for you. And there may have been some real pain points in your body at different times. Maybe sometimes feeling good and sometimes feeling like shit, okay? And I feel like the Ten of Swords is especially for those who have chronic illnesses or autoimmune illnesses as well, and have had to, you know, deal with that, and trying to find the perfect thing that works for your body to balance everything out here. And we have the Magician. So to me, this talks of somebody that can help you, all right? Somebody that, a good helper, somebody that knows what they're doing, like, you know, a natural path, or, you know, or a doctor, or somebody really good who is multidisciplinarian, because we have all the different, we have the Pentacle, the Cup, the Sword, the Wand, we've got it all with the Magician. And finding someone who can really help you, I feel like, is important, pile number two, because, you know, you do got some with the Ten of Swords. You've had some issues with your body. You've had some real ups and downs with it. And the thing is I think you're really an energetic person. I think that you're a can-do person. And I think that you're very much like, you know, I'm in charge of my health and my body and my destiny, and I make it what it is. And I think that, you know, I mean, thank goodness you're that way, pile number two, given everything that you've been through with your body. You're actually, you know, if some of these swords came out of your back, you could, I mean, the Two of Pentacles is dancing with these two pentacles, and you get the feeling that he or she could do this all day long. You know, you could have a lot of stamina, actually. It's just that there's been some chronic issues, I think, here, and leading you to maybe even believe that having a body, like, sucks, right? Like, it just slows me down, because you guys are flying high with the Magician. Oh yeah, pile number 2. Sexto incarnate, doesn't it? With the 7 of Pentacles, it's like, I'm not seeing, it's frustration. I'm not seeing any progress, right? And maybe some of you are trying to lose weight, or you're trying to find that like super magical elixir or cure or quick fix with the Magician, right? And it's like, oh my God, this just takes discipline. It's so tedious, you know, having a body is so tedious. And, you know, why can't things just be easier, right? With the Magician. And it's almost like getting annoyed with your body, or not thinking that your body is good, or there's something wrong with your body, okay? And for some of you, there may have actually, you know, obviously there may have been some things that you were trying to sort out when it came to your physical health, of course. And I think for Magician types too, it's hard because, I mean, outside of the earth plane, I get the feeling things happen pretty quickly. Like you wish for something, it shows up, it's in your hand, right? You summon something, it's there. On the earth plane, it's just heavy, heavy, heavy. And I do feel like maybe your body has been a bit bored and tired of the routine that you've been doing. So if you've been doing the same exercise, eating the same food, going to the same practitioner, if you're getting help with some issues, I feel some of you have come to a plateau with the 7 of Pentacles, and your body is asking you to mix it up and change it up, because, you know, it doesn't like, A, what's being put into it, B, the thoughts that you're feeding to it. Some of you, if you're feeding it like negative thoughts, like you're bad, or you are a hunk of junk, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, we've all been there when we've been frustrated with our flesh suits, you know? And I feel like for you, pile number 2, you're just like, I get so sick of having a body. Like, this is bullshit. You know, I try everything, and I try to be patient, and I think you need to switch it up. You know, and if some of you guys are like, I have switched it up. I've switched it up so many times. I feel like there's somebody who can help you. I do. I feel like there's somebody who can help show you the way on something, or introduce you to something new that would be beneficial for you. And that may happen in the next, because it's Pentacles, it's the 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles, that may happen in the next like 2 to 7 months, you know? But I feel something, because once you get to the 10 of Swords, it's like, all right, I cannot do this shit anymore. Like, this is not gonna work, and I don't even wanna do this anymore. So something's gotta change, something's gotta give. And, you know, I'm not just gonna keep dumping my energy into this situation, you know? I feel like you guys are kind of on that page. But I'm happy that the Magician is here, because it's pointing to new solutions, new people, new directions, you know, more vitality, which I'm happy about, okay? So try not to despair, pile number 2. I know having a body on the earth plane is a very tedious endeavor, all right? And I also feel like, again, if you've been doing routines over and over and over because they fit in your day or whatever thing you're telling yourself, I do feel you need to switch it up. All right, you got to switch up the energy, because I don't think your body likes to be in the same position forever, or likes boredom. It needs variety, and you do have a lot of stamina. You actually really do. With the 7 of Pentacles has a lot of stamina for things, and the capacity to work really hard, you know. And the 7 of Pentacles is also a little of a perfectionist. It's like, I don't want to see anything out of place, you know. But the Magician is like wild energy. It's like accepting the charge, you know? So I feel like your body wants to find a way to balance out this kind of like wild energy, along with having a routine, being very practical, adhering to schedules, sticking to a meal plan, right? Like, you need some variation in there, pile number 2. Otherwise, like, it just gets way too 10 of Swords. It gets way too boring and just doesn't, and then you get despondent. I feel like, well, that didn't work, you know? So that's what we got to work on here. We have healing, pause to receive. Okay, and the hand, you know, to me, the hand is very Magician-like. and Magic Hands, right? And what's that song by the group Heart? He's a magic man and he's got the magic hands, all right? So maybe there's some type of, you know, blessings or Reiki or healing that you can do right now that would be beneficial for you to kind of receive here. I feel pile number 2. Or like I said, just this practitioner, magician who brings new energy into this situation. And I feel like some of you may even be receiving healing while you sleep too. The Ten of Swords for me is like very much like an astral plane card, and working on the matrix in the astral plane. So I think some of you, your bodies are receiving healing at night while you sleep, all right? Late night Reiki at 5 a.m. at so-and-so's bedside, right? At John Doe Mary's bedside. I can't think of another name, so we'll use that. We have solar plexus chakra and the 2 of Pentacles. So the solar plexus is saying like, you know, needs a little bit of a workout, needs to be challenged a little bit, needs some excitement, and needs some change. All right, and the solar plexus is associated with Mars energy and personal drive and will and all of that, okay? So it can't be bored, and it needs to mix it up a bit. It needs some change here. We have the Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. So yeah, you need to strengthen the bond with your body, pile number 3, maybe, or 2. Maybe some of you guys don't like your stomach area or your solar plexus, or you need to work on your core with the solar plexus here, or working on strengthening your core, okay, pile number 2. But Ace of Pentacles, that's definitely a body card, right? And strengthening your relationship with your body. Like, my body is a magical vehicle for me to sustain life and accomplish a lot and reach all my goals, okay? And the 7 of Pentacles is the Lord of failure, you know, and I mean, on the other hand, it's Saturn and Taurus, so it's very resilient, very practical. And, you know, we learn, obviously, like if we think we failed at something, like my body's a failure, my body isn't any good, right? But something here about strengthening the bond with your body as a magical conductor between this realm and other realms, and seeing your body as, you know, something truly magical that can handle a lot, especially for those of you that are healers, that do intuitive work, or you have magic hands yourself, like, you know, thinking of your body as a receiver of that as well too. And definitely strengthening the core, all right? Strengthening core. And what else do we have here? We have fire. Yeah. So getting control of some of that fire energy so that you can channel it into good works, okay? And when you're bored or when you feel things are very stagnant, what you need is some spice. You need to spice it up a bit, okay? Otherwise it starts to feel very heavy. And actually fire is like the first element. Out of all the elements, it's like the lightest element, right? Like, well, fire, air, etc. But I mean, talking, and also the solar plexus with fire, needing to work on that core, work on that breath of fire, you know, needing to inject some excitement into, like, if you're doing the same workout routine or you're eating the same thing every day, like, you really need that, you need some, I don't know, have you guys been spicy foods? How do you feel about spicy foods? Or how do you feel about adding some colorful new items into your diet, you know, instead of kind of, I used to do that. I ate the same thing almost every day for lunch for like 10 years. And sometimes my body does good with that as far as like losing weight and stuff, if I pick some really good foods and I stick with them. But it's also really boring. It takes the joy and the fun out of things. So we got to have fun when there's fire here. All right. And also your body is asking you to kickstart that mule, you know, like the 7 of Pentacles can feel like a mule. I mean, it can walk a long ways and it bumbles along, and it's like doing the same workout routine. Excuse the workout metaphors if you don't work out, but just follow me there. Like, you're doing the same workout routine day after day after day. You're hitting plateaus. You're not really getting there. Like, you definitely need to switch it up, or you need to turn up the heat a little bit here too, and strengthen that magical bond with your body. Okay, pile number 2, we have charity, prayer, and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. Well, of course the Magician connects with heaven. So does the Ten of Swords, all right? The Ten of Swords is an astral traveler. So strengthening your relationship with prayer and contemplation and connecting with heaven in the astral realm. And again, with the hands, you know, maybe some mudras or doing some sort of poses, etc. with the hands, all right? The healing hands, very, very healing, or tapping. Even sometimes, if you guys know the technique of tapping, to me, this Magician looks like he's tapping as well with his finger. That tapping, when you tap different parts of your body and you say different things, right? That could also be beneficial for you guys too, to release this Ten of Swords. We have shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, and vision quest. Yeah, I mean, that's the Magician, right? And also the Ten of Swords with like releasing consciousness and meditating and going on that exciting adventure. And to me, this horse symbolizes freedom, like being able to run wild and do what you want to do, right? And not be constantly in the confines and the perimeters of what you set for yourself, right? And I think, you know, your body's asking for more of a wild journey, I feel like, here, and to strengthen your relationship to it as well, and not look at it as something that fails you, but instead something that's gotten you this far and is working for you, not against you. Okay, so Archangel Raphael says we are created to receive good, and you were created to receive good. We have the Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Okay, and again, this is coming out under this Magician. So again, someone that you are meant to collaborate with, like you've been carrying the weight of this, and here is this Magician flying in to pull some of this weight off of your shoulders, off of your back, and bring in some help and bring in some perspective. Okay, so strengthening bonds with someone new that you could definitely meet here. I feel like pile number 2, that can help you along on this journey. Okay, so strengthening bonds is a 1 card, the Magician is a 1 card, and the Ant is a 1 card. So 1, 1, 1. So you've got all these ones in a row here. And strengthening your bonds with the community and letting other people, letting other experts weigh in, letting other magicians weigh in, finding a really cool practitioner that can help snap you out of it is what I feel like is going to be good for you, pile number 2, okay? Like what your body is asking you for. And with this prayer and contemplation, if you haven't met that person yet, you know, ask for that, pray for that. It says pause and receive healing, okay? I do feel like there's some good karma coming your way when it comes to your own body and your own healing. Ask for it and you shall receive, okay, pile number 2. So that's the energy that I'm getting for you guys. I hope that you found that reading, I hope that you found it informative and that you got something out of it. Hopefully it helped you to see what your body is asking for in a new way, right? So thank you so much, pile number 2. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you feel guided to. Hope to see you again real soon. All right, let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Unakite, and today we're asking, what does your body need? What does your body need from you right now? What is your body asking for? Okay, pile number 3. So we are going to go ahead and get into it. I love this Unakite. Let's bless your reading. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to beautiful pile number 3 and what their body needs or is asking for right now, please. And thank you. Let's go ahead and do it, pile number 3. I'm getting the A names right now. Thank you, Spirit, like Alyssa, or the A names. I'm also getting the M names, which makes me think of AM or the morning time. Okay, so we're going to look at what these messages mean for you, pile number 3. What is your body asking for? We have Archangel Michael. You have nothing to prove. Okay, so you've got nothing to prove when it comes to your body. Like if you feel you need to look a certain way or be a certain way for anybody else, Archangel Michael is saying you don't have anything to prove. You don't have anything to worry about. You're right where you should be, okay? Acceptance. I feel like that's acceptance, self-acceptance, okay? Strength. Oh my God, of course. Right? You have nothing to prove. You are very strong. If there's times that you were made to feel weak or that you got sick a lot or that you were or you weren't very strong or that your body was falling apart or whatever, like that is not true. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. I also feel like there's a message here about not overly extending yourself either to prove to someone like how strong you are, right? You don't have anything to prove there. And gentleness is also really shown in this card, like a lot of gentleness, okay? And, you know, you don't have anything, like a lot of people think like no pain, no gain, right? And all this shit. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. And your body does need your direction and needs discipline, but it also needs gentleness and rest, I feel as well. Pile number 3, we have the World card. Wow. Okay. So talking about important lessons that you've learned around like your physicality and how far you should push yourself and how far you should go. And your body, I feel like, is also asking to be acknowledged for, you know, how strong and determined it is to help carry you through this lifetime, okay? And with the World card, there could be some things, like some habits too, that could use changing. And with Strength too, we can think about like a lot of times addiction or overcoming addiction, or for those of you, I mean, it can be food, smoking, you know, whatever it is. There's a million different addictions out there, right? But your body is asking you to complete a cycle with the World card here, and is asking you to complete what you started for yourself, not for anyone else. You know, you don't have anything to prove to anyone else. If you do finish something and you do, you know, stay disciplined with what you're doing, it's for you. It's not for anyone else, okay? And nobody else's business what you're doing with your body. That's you and yours alone. We have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Interesting. So a lot of Earth and Saturn energy here, talking about being very grounded, very strong, very stable. Let's see what else we have. The 3 of Cups. Yeah. So for those of you that felt like maybe somebody was judging you, or, you know, if you like to have fun or go out and have a couple drinks or enjoy some time with friends and kick up your heels and have a good time and have a celebration, enjoy yourself, right? But then you feel like you have this stern, judgmental father figure or mother figure within you that's telling you, no, you know, you shouldn't, you've got to stay on track. You shouldn't have any fun. You need to be responsible, right? There needs to be a balance between that, for sure. Like, we don't want to go until we're lying on the floor and we've got nothing left in us. But also, like, we can't just be all business all the time, right? When it comes to our body. And there might be times where you're working really hard, pile number 3, and you're doing a lot, you're putting a lot of effort in, and then you blow off steam, go out with friends, have fun, enjoy, partake, you know, in whatever substances or pleasures that you enjoy. And there's nothing wrong with that, I feel like, but you may end up in a weird cycle where you're constantly having to recover from that too. You know, where you're like very busy and dedicated and pushing quite hard on things. And even at work or with the responsibilities that you have on your shoulders, okay? And with the King of Pentacles, we can talk about like the shoulders and the neck and the jaw, right? And the crushing weight of responsibility with the World card and the King of Pentacles. And the need to blow off some steam and have some fun. Like, I think your body is saying that too. Like, We need to have more fun. We need to move. We need to dance. We need to play. We need to enjoy life more. I feel like if you guys have been sitting a lot as well with the King of Pentacles because of your work or what you do, like you really do need to, I mean, the World card is like the dancing woman, you know, and there is something here with the creativity as well with the Strength card. Like we do need to move, we do need to dance, we do need to have creative expression with our bodies. And if you've been sitting a lot, like I said, it's time to get up and move is also what I feel, and have some fun, okay? Is what your body is saying. And if you've been working really hard because you feel you're at a new job, or because you've got a lot of responsibility and you feel like you need to just sit and work because you have something you need to prove, like Spirit is saying, you don't have any, Archangel Michael, you have nothing to prove, okay? You're good at what you do. You're doing a great job. Strength in world. I'm thinking people have a real high opinion of you, pile number 3, as far as whatever it is that you do or how you conduct yourself. You know, you've built a reputation for yourself, I feel, and you know, it's okay to have some fun and get a little fucking loose, all right? You don't have to be so serious all the time, pile number 3, right? Loosen it up, have a little fun, enjoy a little bit. Maybe in the past, if you had a little too much fun or things like that, and you got off track and then you regretted it later, you may have certain boundaries set up for yourself so you don't get off track, or you have a lot of responsibilities so you can't get off track. But I also feel like we can't be all business and no play, okay? We gotta have fun, we gotta dance, you know, dance as if it's your last day or whatever that saying is, you know, your body's asking for more play. We have Archangel Sandalphon with you now, all right? And talking about playing and playing this harp, right? Music is a great, dancing, music, anything that you can do to lighten the mood, I feel like, to lighten up, because the world's been very heavy lately too. You know, there's been, and especially for those who've been like working straight through the pandemic and had a lot of money thoughts or thinking about responsibilities, etc. Archangel Sandalphon is with you now and is like, have some fun. You know, I'm playing my freaking harp for you. You might as well dance, okay? As Lady Gaga would say, just dance, all right? Yeah, so we have 7 of Cups, daydreams, and decisions. So, you know, there might be a lot on your mind with the World card and the King of Pentacles. A lot of decisions, maybe even people that are outright challenging you at times, or have something that they want to say to you, or feeling like you need to hold your ground or stay really, really strong and steady. But there's something here about your body needing time to have daydreams, okay? To go off on flights of fantasy, to, you know, there needs to be a time for you to kind of escape reality, I feel, in a way. Pile number 3, where you can just meditate, where you can also, I feel like you guys make decisions through your body, if that makes sense. Like if something feels good or not. And because there's a lot of other influences around you, and so it's important to stay, you know, in your center, to stay calm, to stay grounded. But if you're facing a lot of decisions and a lot of things are coming up for you to look at, then it's almost like you guys make decisions with your body, okay, in a way. So you need time and space to kind of feel what it's like, all right? Feel what it's like if I make this decision. Feel what it's like if I make that decision, right? Using your body almost as a thermometer or barometer for what makes sense for you. So keeping some space for that. Ooh, we have the Empress and the King of Pentacles. So some of you guys need some loving, I feel like, too. You need some sexy time. Or for those of you that are in committed relationships, or you have someone in your life that's important to you, I feel like, you know, like you need some sexy time. You know, you need some time to be physical with one another. and you need some time to play and enjoy yourselves that way, okay? And I feel like even your partner needs it too, wants you to have fun or wants you to enjoy yourself. For those of you that are partnered, for those of you that aren't partnered, I see it as, you know, you're all about business. And even if you are partnered, this may make, you may be very driven to your goals right now, and you may sit a lot, or you may be using your mind a lot, or you may have a job that's very physical too, that's very exhausting, or something that requires you to sit a lot, one or the other, right? That has you indoors, like doing things a lot. And with this nurture card, I feel like you guys need to be outdoors more. Your body like craves to be outdoors. It craves to go outside. It craves to go, you know, sit in your garden, or if you have one, or go for a nature walk, or go look at the trees or the flowers. Like, you know, your body craves to kind of be outdoors, right? If you're like inside working all day, like, of course you can see nature outside, like beckoning you, like, get your ass out here. And I think that's really important for you guys when you have important decisions to make, especially about your life path or your career or problem solving. I feel it's important for you guys. Your body really needs to be outdoors and connected with nature so that you can make like clear-headed decisions. And I also feel like you need some pampering, especially those of you who've been working really hard. Like the Empress talks about really needing to like self-nurture and to take good care of ourselves, book that spa treatment. You know, try not to worry about the money, right? If you do worry about money, try not to worry about it. The money's going to be there. You've got the King of Pentacles and the World card here, but just take care of yourselves, okay? And also I feel like maybe you crave like some comfy clothes, or like a loose fitting dress. I'm drawn to her blue dress here, or just something really comfy to work in. You know, the King of Pentacles is looks pretty uncomfortable for all the work he has to get done. The King of Pentacles is like a Virgo in the tarot. And, you know, he's got I mean, he's got all the fruits of his labor surrounding him, but it's awfully hard to get work done if you're like wearing outfits or clothes that are very heavy or uncomfortable. So, you know, keeping the clothes like loose fitting and flowing, and, you know, and also like not too heavy or hot, I think is going to be important for you guys too. Like loose fitting clothing that can like breathe. All right. So your body like is like, give me that, you know. We have the Iris card and a line. So, I mean, I think you're also craving like, you know, spending some time with the girls or the boys or whoever you like to, you know, that support, that mutual support, like raising your glass to one another and being like, yeah, you know, and laughing and humor and good cheer and all of that. Helps your body get into alignment, helps your body be like more happy. See a friend, talk to a friend that uplifts your spirits, right? And align to your tribe, right? If you're a witch and you got your coven or your people that, you know, I mean, you need time together. You need that time to be in community with one another and to support one another. And also just, I think female bonds here are highlighted. Like we need those, whether it's your sisters or your friends, or, you know, we need that support. You know, we aren't just like doing everything on our own. We definitely need that support. And I think that helps your body align as well. Like it helps you like stay in the game and stay positive, and especially if you're working really hard. For some of you, you may be working hard or have a lot on your plate, or a lot going on, particularly with money, etc., or work, finances, etc. You may have a lot of that going on now. And so Spirit is saying it's more important than ever that you're aligning with your tribe, aligning with your people, so that you can all get fed and be with one another. And talking about getting fed with the Empress, your body's probably craving some richer foods as well with the King of Pentacles and the Empress, like maybe some like better meals or some rich food. Like Splurging a little bit on food would also be a nice thing for you. I don't think you're going to go overboard with the Strength card. I think you know when to like when to be disciplined and when you can indulge a little bit, but I think you need to have like celebrate the fruits of your labor a little bit and enjoy. Okay, pile number 3, we have Joan of Arc and Voice of Truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. You have nothing to prove to anyone, okay? When it comes to your body, when it comes to your work, when it comes to friends or family, like, be the voice of truth, all right? And with Strength and the World card, a lot of integrity. You know, there's a lot of integrity in those 2 cards. And wanting to see things done the right way and being very strong in your foundations and what you believe and representing that, okay? And yeah, so something about how, you know, your body, I feel like sometimes can be like serious, you know, like especially when you're fighting for what you believe in, pile number 3. But and that's cool. That's cool. But I do think there's another side here where, and there may be some things that you need to say as well that would help you, like throat chakra wise, that would help if you've been having a scratchy throat or you've been having trouble finding your words or putting together your thoughts lately. Maybe you just, there's some things that you need to say, all right? Or some things that you've heard recently that you didn't particularly enjoy, but you know, you're a voice of truth. So part of it is going to be, and the strength card is a card of being a leader as well. So you've got nothing to prove to anyone. You should speak your truth. It will definitely help your body in a positive way to do that, pile number 3. But you need some good times mixed in there, okay? And now we have Brilliant Beliefs. I knew this one was going to come up. Luminous Life Force, Personal Power. Brilliant Beliefs, okay? Yeah, so like you believing in yourself, you believing, and not letting people, I mean, everyone's gonna have their opinions. You know what you're shooting for, though, I feel, pile number 3. Lots of people may have opinions on what you're doing, but, you know, part of you, like speaking your truth, acting in integrity, getting enough time outdoors, spending time with the people that love you, like all of these things are increasing your personal power, pile number 3, okay? We have card 45 here, and yeah, so that's a good thing. It's increasing your personal power. King of Pentacles, the World card, Strength, definitely resonating with personal power there. The Empress too. We have Fox, Spirit, think on your feet, card 27. Okay, so Spirit is saying, like, definitely think on your feet, especially if you're running into like naysayers or you say something and then something changes as a result of it, or you put your ideas out there, you know, think on your feet, okay, is the other thing. And I think that makes sense with the King of Pentacles. Like, we can get too comfortable, sit too much, get too comfortable, not move around and much. You know, with the World card too, like we're busy pursuing our goals, right? Be on your feet. I also think with the 3 of Cups, like be on your feet a little bit more, especially for those of you that sit a lot, okay? Or you have more of a sedentary sedentary life, right? Like, you know, get off your butt and move, okay? For those of you that are on your feet all the time, then it might just be a reference to actually, like, maybe you were so busy and exhausted by the end of the day, expending so much energy, there's not enough left. But Spirit's saying, okay, you need to pull back then so that you can think on your feet, so you can align, so you can make better decisions here, okay? With the 7 of Cups, daydreams and decisions, right? So interesting energy, pile number 3, but I like it. I like it. I think you're doing a really good job with your body. I think you just need, I think you're very embodied, you know, with the World card and the King of Pentacles. You're like, I have a body. I am here, you know, and, you know, just get up and move it, dance, realign, get out in nature, daydream a little bit more, use your voice. You don't have anything to prove to anyone, and think on your feet, okay? That's all gonna help you give your body what it's asking for. And also the food thing, you know, maybe have a couple of nice meals with your boo or your friends or yourself, you know, have a nice meal. I feel like your body's like, give me some good nutrition, but also give me like, let's celebrate and have like, you know, something that we don't normally have is also what I feel like your body is asking you for those little treats, okay? So thank you so much, pile number 3. Thank you so much to all the piles. If you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, subscribe, and I'd love to see you again on the channel soon. And I love all your comments. I read them all. And thank you for being here, everyone. Blessings to you on your path, and take care on your journey.